Hello, friends. Good to see you. It is time for our September edition of Global Tarot Circle. Global Tarot Circle has been meeting online in one form or another since about 2010 or so. We started with WebEx. Then we were doing it on Facebook Live, and now we're here on YouTube as we have been for a few years. It is so good to see all of you. If you're watching the replay, thank you for being here. Please drop a comment. What we do at Global Tarot Circle is we'll spend about the first half of our time together reading for one another, and then we will go into some study or conversation. So if you have questions about tarot, divination, psychic development, save those for the second half. If you have questions for a reading, go ahead and get those in, and I see some of you are. And also let us know, as some of you already have done, where in the world you are and what deck you are working with. I'm Christiana Gaudet, and I am in Palm City, Florida, and you can see I am working with my trusty Wiser Tarot, one of my favorite decks. All right, so here's how this goes. I will take the questions in the order in which I see them. I will pull one card to answer the question, and I will invite you to also read for that person. If you want to read for that person, you'll put their name, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. If you ask a question, make sure you scroll through and find your entire reading. Don't just listen to me. See what other people have to say as well. All right, let us get going as we welcome people coming on in. We will start with Smile Soul 20. Thank you so much, Smile Soul 20, for being a member for more than 3 years. We appreciate you. Your question is, what does the universe want me to know? If you would like to do this reading, oh my gosh, it's you, Samantha. It is so good to see you. I've been thinking about you, wondering what's up and how you're doing. Tell us everything. Thanks for being here. All right, Smile Soul 20. Yeah, hopefully you're back. I think you're back. I see you. Smile Soul 20. So if you'd like to do this reading, at Smile Soul 20, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What does the universe want you to know? The Ace of Pentacles. The universe wants you to know to stay grounded. The universe wants you to know that there are ways to make money that are legal and that will not get you into trouble. In addition to, or even instead of your regular job, there are opportunities for you to make money. Look for them. And again, if you'd like to do this reading, at Smile Soul 20, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. And let's just say hi to some of the people introducing themselves. And if you haven't, please do introduce yourself. Where in the world are you? And what deck are you working with? Claire C., thanks for being a member for more than 3 years in Port Charlotte, Florida, using Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. I love that deck. Trey Cameron, thanks for being a member for more than a year in Los Angeles using the Rider-Waite-Smith. Can't go wrong with that. And Smile Soul 20 in Connecticut using Vanessa Tarot. I love that deck. And I was just looking to see if I had mine right over here, but I don't. And I was with you when you procured that deck. That makes me so happy. Free Shadow. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. West of Chicago using the Shadowland Tarot. And Justine, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a moderator. Thanks for being usually a member. Justine from Houston, using your Spirit-Wise Tarot. Very good, very good. And Lily, good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than a year in Montana, using the Rider-Waite. Okay, yes, Trey, I see your question. I'm going to do you right after I do Claire. I was just going through and wanting to say hi to people. So, next reading up is Claire C. Once again, Claire, thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's not your question. That's just your introduction. So, Trey, you are next. Yes, you are. Trey, again, thanks for being a member for more than a year. What does the universe/spirit want you to know? If you'd like to do this reading, at Trey Cameron, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What does the universe want Trey to know? Trey, with the Six of Cups. With the Six of Cups, here's the thing I want to say to you, Trey. With the Six of Cups, on one hand, it is like Spirit wants you to remember who you are. Remember the essence of who you are and honor that. Then there's like, what are the things you have always wanted? Those are things that really kind of matter. And what are the things that have always bugged you? That's probably something to look at too. Like, what are the things that have always been? And what do you want to do about it? That's really the question. That's really the thing. All right. All right. Free Shadow, you are next. Thanks for being a member and thanks for using members only emojis. You are very welcome, Trey. So, Free Shadow, my question is, what can I do to more effectively manage my time or stop wasting time? If you'd like to do this reading, at Free Shadow, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, and here's Barbie Bird in Toronto using Rider Waite. Very good, very good. All right. Okay. Free Shadow. And if you'd like to do this reading, at Free Shadow, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, Free Shadow wants to know, what can I do to more effectively manage my time or start wasting my time? The Lovers reversed. It's about the choices we make, but I would argue that you're probably not wasting time. You're probably easily distracted by many different things going on. And so it might be a matter of figuring out how to allow for fewer distractions. That might be helpful. Hey, Christine! Christine Leeser, Strategic and Woo, good to see you. In Florida, using your brand new Wiser Tarot. Yay, good deck. Fabulous. All right. Mariana, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Mariana Ivanisevic. The question is, will I be going to court this month? And if you'd like to do this reading, at Mariana, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Will I be going to court this month? Empress reversed. Unclear. The issue that you would be going to court about is definitely significant, but unclear whether it would be this month or not. I'm not sure. Let's see what other people say. Oh, Free Shadow, that makes so much sense. You have ADHD. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yep. Okay, Damini. Good to see you. Damini wants to know if they'll find their life partner using Bumble. So many people do. Let's see. If you'd like to do this reading, at Damini, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The Three of Pentacles, it will certainly help you work on your dating chops. It will certainly help you in your growth. Whether you meet the person on that app or not, it will certainly help you get towards your goal. Christina on the wrong channel. That's hilarious. Good to see you, Gemini Sun. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Okay. And people who are coming in, tell us where in the world you are and what deck you're working with. And if you have a question, hey Pat, good to see you. If you have a question for the cards, now's the time to ask. As we get into the second half of the hour, that's when we talk about tarot, divination. So any questions you have about the use of tarot or divination or psychic stuff, we'll do in the back half of the hour. In the front half of the hour where we are now, questions for the cards. So anything you would like to know, one question per person, please. And if you have your deck with you, let us know where in the world you are and what deck you are working with. Okay. So let's see, where are we? Okay, Samantha 79, it is so great to see you. I hope you're doing really well. If anyone else would like to read for Damini, go ahead and put their name in. Damini, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Will they find their life partner on Bumble? What do you think? And Kathy is joining us from Ontario, Canada. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, so we're going to do Samantha. What do I need to know to move forward? And if you'd like to do this reading, at Samantha, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What do I need to know to move forward? The Emperor, that you got this and you need to know how to create community and how to rely on community. Who's reliable, who's not. That's what you need to figure out. You need to figure out your own strength. You yourself need to know that you're reliable. And then you need to figure out who your reliable people are. That's what's important. All right. Okay. Claire C. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. You are up next. And thanks for reading for Damini. Very good. So Claire C., how important is it that I drive across the state to attend 2 different funeral services in one day? First of all, the fact that you have the possibility of attending 2 different funerals in one day is pretty sad, and I'm so sorry. Sorry that's even a question. But how important is it that you do this? Do you have to go to these funerals at all? Let's see what we see. If you'd like to do this reading, at Claire C., the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Claire, the universe has spoken. 8 of Wands reversed. Send a card. If you don't want to go, send a card, send a phone call, send Uber Eats, send a gift card, send flowers. You don't have to go. You just don't have to go. You just don't have to go. You just don't have to go. A card would be fine. A card would be fine. A card would be fine. And there's more coming in for Damini, so you are definitely getting your reading. There you go. And for Claire. Barbie Bird agrees with me. Okay, good. Good. All right, Lily, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. We appreciate you. What Spirit wants you to know, what Spirit / the universe wants you to know. If you would like to do this reading, at Lily, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The Magician reversed. Don't believe everything you hear. Everyone has a story. Sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. You can take your time to figure out what you're going to believe and what you're not going to believe. That's what I'm going to say. Let's see what other people have to say. At Lily, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Justine. My question is, what should I focus on? Some kind of project maybe, while I'm stuck at home with my car in the shop for the next few days. If you'd like to do this reading, at Justine, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. Six of Pentacles. I think focusing on looking at how to make money and what is a way that you can do that will not be so egregious. I would say, whether that's looking for jobs or looking for places to read the cards or whatever, focus on figuring out how to make money. All right. At Justine, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Okay. Okay, Imy wants to know if a particular person will miss her and speak with her. Okay, will it happen? Will it not? If you would like to do this reading, at Imy, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Hey, Chris and Louise, good to see you. Four of Swords. I'm going to say no. I'm going to leave this alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Okay, Candy B, looking for a message from Spirit. If you'd like to do this reading, at Candy B, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. A message from Spirit. Two of Wands. Be open to your own best possibilities. Be open to the good things that can happen in your life. Be clear about what you want to create in your life and recognize your power to do that. And if you'd like to do that reading, at Candy B, the name of the card you got, and your answer, your interpretation, any message from Spirit. Okay. Going through, seeing all the readings. Thanks everyone for doing readings. Appreciate it. Candy B, love it. Thank you. You are very welcome. And make sure you read and see other people's readings for you as well. I see Trey just did one for you. Okay. Baby Cakes up next. Hang on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me a minute. Okay. Baby Cakes, I just keep remembering to where, wasn't it this time like last year that you were looking for a job? Like, it's so frustrating. Okay, Baby Cakes is up next. What do my spirit guides want me to know? Am I getting closer to finding the right job? Should I stop looking because it's too draining? Maybe then I'll find it. Is it me or the jobs that are not the best? We'll see what the cards say. At Baby Cakes, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The Sun. If it's possible to just, I don't think it's you. And I think don't stress. Look, but don't stress. I think it is the stress that you come into as you start looking. It gets you upset, and that makes it harder. So you got to be able to look without stressing. That's what I think. And I do think you're getting closer to finding it too. Okay. Christina, here we go. Thanks for being a member for 2 years. Thanks for using members only emojis. What does the universe want me to know? If you'd like to do this reading, at Christina, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Christina, be kind to yourself. Maybe that's first. And don't get into fights that aren't worth getting into. Don't, if it's not your circus, if it's not your monkeys, leave it alone. Seriously. Okay. Barbie Bird, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year, and thanks for using members only emojis. As many of you know, Barbie Bird has been at a new job for, what is it, are you in your 4th week now? Something like that? The question is, how's the boss feeling? How does the boss feel how Barbie's doing at work so far? If you would like to do this reading, at Barbie Bird, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. 5th or 6th, okay. See, time is marching right on. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, I think it's going swimmingly. I think the boss is happy. I think everything is good. Like, what better card could we have gotten here? This is fabulous. Oh my gosh, and Christine Leeser just pulled the King of Pentacles for you. How great is that? Hallelujah. Yes, we love this. We love this. Okay. And, Christina, we did your question, but Christina is in Westchester, Pennsylvania using the Radiant Rider-Waite. Fabulous. Did we do Christina? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Okay, good. Okay, and thank you everyone for doing readings. I see you doing it so good. Yes, okay, good, good, good. Thank you, Christina. Okay, where are we? Gemini Sun, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member for more than a year. Thanks for using members only emojis. And thanks for being a moderator. Is this year going to be the year? If you know what I mean. Temperance, it'll be a year that moves you forward. It will be a year that moves you forward. It will be a year that you solve problems, and it will be a year that you find the right recipe. So if that's what you were looking for, then yes. Yes, yes. Okay. Just scrolling through, looking for questions, looking at all the readings. Okay. Baby cakes, I know, and you've been through this. You've been through this before. It's so hard. Pat Rainville. You are up next, I believe. Pat Rainville, a message from Spirit. If you would like to do this reading, at Pat Rainville, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What is a message for Spirit, from Spirit, for Pat? You deserve to be happy. Allow yourself to be happy. We can't be brilliantly happy every moment of every day, but I think you've been focused on other people's happiness more than you need to be. Your happiness matters too. That's what I'm thinking. All right. And anyone else here? Okay. TJ and GA, good to see you. After being solo for almost 4 years, is there something I need to know about opening up to the possibility of meeting someone? All right, I love the question. If you'd like to do this reading, at TJ and GA, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What do we think about that? Oh, TJ, this is not easy for you. You know, of course, we would all just want to say, well, just do it. What's the big deal? But it is a big deal for you. It is a big deal for you. There is something here where there's a lot of fear. Maybe there's unresolved trauma. You have to really look at what are the things that make this scary? What are the things that make you feel nervous about doing this, and how can you fix those things so you can recognize your own ability to make choices here, your own ability to say yes or no, your own ability to get out of something if it's not working for you. I feel like you've got a lot of concerns and worries here, some of which may be because of things that have happened, or haven't happened, some of which may be things that you've seen or things you've been told about how we should be in relationships. So I feel like there is some work you need to do to get rid of all of that and just allow yourself to be open but confident in yourself. Okay. And if anyone else wants to do that reading, at TJNGA. Okay, and right on time, here we are. We are now opening the floor to questions about tarot, divination, Lenormand, psychic development, dream interpretation, particular cards, readings you've done that didn't make sense. Any of those things. You can keep on doing the readings you're doing. If someone's here and they have not asked a question for a reading and they want to, it's last call for that, so go ahead. The floor is now open for readings and also questions about tarot, divination, and all of that. So we're moving into the study aspect of our time together. But we'll keep on doing readings, so if there are questions for readings or if you're still working on some readings, we'll get those done as well. And give us your questions for discussion and contemplation regarding tarot. And while we're waiting to see what comes in there, I do have some things to show you. Other than this fabulous mug. Is this not a fabulous mug? We love this mug. Okay. I have... Oh, Claire C. Where can I find a beautiful grand tableau like the one you used in class way back? That was a gift from Brenda Elizabeth. I can check with her. I have the information. It's handmade. I'm sure she got it off of Etsy. I'm actually not sure. I can get the link for you. I'll try to find it. Shoot me an email. I'll try to find it for sure. For sure. All right. So what I have for you is 3 decks that I think are really interesting that I'm happy to share with you that I will probably never use to read with on this channel. I was thinking about this the other day, where one of the things I love doing on this channel is sharing decks with you, but I only share decks with you that I'm actually comfortable reading. Oh, Claire, you've searched and searched. Yeah. You know how my brain works when I'm on. Shoot me an email to remind me, and I'll get you that information, I promise. The decks that I do not read for here, is it because they feel more like novelty decks? It's yes and no, because I'll handle a good novelty deck if it's understandable to me. If it is so far off that I have to learn a whole new system, or if I'm gonna like mistake the kings and the queens and the pages and the knights or whatever, I tend not to do it. I've learned my lesson here. Y'all have seen me get the cards wrong. So that's why. And I will show them to you. And we have a question. Pat Rainville, if I wanted to work with tarot more, what would be a good starter deck? Everyone, tag it starter deck. I'm going to say Wiser Tarot. Do I have the box? I do. Right here. I would recommend this very, very strongly. You can get it directly from Wiser. You can get it from Amazon, but make sure it is the real deal. Lift off box. You don't want a pirated deck. You don't want a counterfeit. So make sure it's the real deal, but I think this is a good one to start with. Anyone else, if you have an idea, tag it starter deck and let Pat know. Now, the decks that I will share with you. This one is definitely a novelty deck, Trey, for sure. And Trey says as a starter deck, the Smithwaite Centennial is good, or Golden Tarot, all good. Claire, Radiant Tarot, small and in the tin, yes. Oh, you live in Salem. Yeah, absolutely. There are tarot decks everywhere. Yes. And if you're in Salem, consider going to the Witch City Tarot Gathering. And I mean, also get on a plane and come to StaarCon for sure. But you've got Witch City Tarot right there. So do consider that this summer. Actually, it's not this summer. It'll be next summer. Well, no, maybe it is this summer too. Anyway. Oh, Cassandra, good to see you. Thanks for being there. All right. So, Free Shadow, a good Wiser tarot deck with a color palette that speaks to you. Sure. Justine, you have a tarot question, but it's going to take you a second. Okay. Christina, any Rider-Waite-Smith based deck? Oh, Psychic Fair in October. Sure. Okay. This is definitely a novelty deck. The Syrian Starseed Tarot by Patricia Corey. Do a lot of pagans live in Salem? I can tell you some history here because I'm from Connecticut, which is adjacent. So yes. And it was really Lori Cabot, who is the founder of her own branch of Wicca called Cabot. It's sort of like Gardnerian. Lori's from Massachusetts, and she made a deal, I think it was Dukakis when he was mayor. She made a deal with him that she would be made the official witch of Salem, and they were going to work to turn Salem into like a tourist attraction around witchcraft, but actual real witchcraft, even though there really were no real witches in Salem during the trials. So there's a memorial, to the witches and not to the witches, to the people who were killed. I think there's a memorial or whatever. But there's also a lot going on there specific to Wicca and witchcraft, for sure. So yeah, it has become a very pagan city with a lot of witch wars and so really a lot of interesting stuff. Now, I don't live there. So Pat, there is a memorial and it is perpetually Halloween. So, I mean, as someone who lives there, Pat, how do you feel about it? Like, how do you feel about that? It's an interesting thing. Lori, I have some interesting stories about Lori. I like Lori. I've spent some time with her. I like her. Trey says Halloween is my favorite time of the year. Yeah, there you go. So, Syrian Starseed Tarot by Patricia Corey. This was sent to me to review. I did an interview with Patricia, and it changed my mind about the concept of starseeds. Patricia sees herself as starseed, and she wanted to make a tarot deck about that. So here's the book. It's a nice book. And one conversation, one interview with her changed my mind from thinking that the whole construct of starseed is ridiculous to completely believing in it. So, I won't show you every card, but I'll show you some. Orbs, right? We've got orbs, we've got flames, orbs, flames, crystals, and here, so like this is temperance, it's called alchemy. I'm actually okay with that. Death is called transition. Hanged Man is the hanging man. I like that it's a pendulum. So this is kind of a fun deck. Divine Justice, what do you think? But you can see why I don't read with it, but I'm glad to have it in my collection. What do I think about Cassadaga? So there's Cassadaga and there's also Lilydale in New York. They're pretty much the same. Trey, is it because it feels more like an oracle deck to you? It's because I don't trust myself to reliably read with it, and I don't want to take the time to learn because of the differences in the suits. Now, like with Rhythm and Soul Tarot, the suits are also different, but I'm willing to learn it. That's what it comes down to. Am I willing to learn? Right, Claire, your mother attended the spiritualist church there. So I know there are changes, and I don't know what the changes are. I have always stayed away from both Lilydale and Cassadaga, because as I was coming up, the spiritualists locally hated me. In Connecticut, there's also a spiritualist camp in Niantic. It's small, but it's there. And I had an office in Niantic. And they did not like me. I would end up doing parties with a lot of the people who were from there. And they like to believe that because they're spiritualists, that they're the best readers in the world, and they're not necessarily. And so, and they didn't like it that I used tools. They didn't like the use of tools. So I've stayed away, but I understand that they are more embracing of these things now. I was not love and light enough for them. I used tools. Yeah, actually, technically, yeah, exactly. Oh, Christine, I have that deck too, and I so agree. It's not very comfortable to shuffle either. Oh, Claire, your mother often attended the spiritualist church there. Yep. So one of these days I will get to Cassadaga. It's not like huge on my bucket list, but I will get there for sure. And Justine, regarding Salem, I'm sure the constant tourism is hard, but wouldn't that be like the neatest type of tourists? Then again, one might think that about New Orleans, and that's not really the case, right? Yes, I was the competition. I was the competition doing something that they didn't think was right. And again, I think the church has softened on that, or at least softened on that in their communities, at least in Cassadaga. But yeah, there it is. All right, let me give you another deck. And so, Pat, I think the consensus is any deck that you get should be weight-oriented. W-A-I-T-E. A weight clone or a weight deck. Oh, baby cakes, I went to a church in Riverside, Connecticut that also had readers, and I didn't know when I went there. So when they said they will read now, they started to read me in the middle of the Mass. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Claire C., it had bad energy for me the last time, very political and against your party. Ooh. Did they all get on like the QAnon train? Oh my gosh, that's terrifying. That doesn't surprise me at all, but it's a little terrifying. And that must have been so funny, baby cakes. That must have been hilarious. Okay, next deck that I want to show you. I have no idea. Yeah, many did. Unfortunately, it happened in the yoga community, the essential oil community. It happened in a lot of places, unfortunately. Okay, so this deck. At StaarCon every year, we have the Shiny Object Adoption Center. If you have a tarot deck, a book, crystals, whatever, jewelry, whatever, that might be of interest to our community that you no longer want, you can leave it on the table. And if someone else sees something they want, they can take it. And so at the end of StaarCon, I'm left with a few things on the table. This was one from StaarCon 2022. It's fairly modern, second edition, 2018, The Bridge Witches. Thank you for using this deck at killerpancake.com. It's created by Killer Pancake, who is Genevieve Barbie Turner in Pittsburgh. Does anyone know this deck at all? It's kind of cool, right? Kind of cool book. This one I might learn because it's cool, but I haven't learned it yet. But we like it. Do you like this one? I like this one. I like it a lot. I think I'm going to have to learn it. What's up with the Wheel of Fortune here, though? Like, there's some things I really would have to figure out. What do you think? Okay, so we've got fences, cicadas, cups. Like, what were they doing here? Cups, yes, and then cicadas? Cicadas. We say cicadas, don't we? Cicadas. I should know that. It's a big year for them, right? So we've got cicadas, fences, cups, and what else? And trees. I don't know, but I like the images enough I might learn. Reminds you of Dolly a little bit, Trey. Okay. Oh, and regarding ending up in the spiritualist church, baby cakes, it was shocking to me. I cried because the reader was saying such truth about my life and I wasn't quite ready for the reading. I didn't know that they would read and I was first. I went there for a musical performance and got a reading during their mass and a life lesson for my spirit too. The reader was very talented. Well, there you go. And you know, one thing that's really interesting about this deck is the box has a tuck on the side. Have you ever seen that before? Tuck on the side. And 95 of 100. So, that was a cool find, right? Okay, and here we are. Let me get my cards back. I have one more to share with you, but we've got Justine's question. Hey, Rhoda, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Okay, here you go. I had a situation recently. My cousin's husband, cousin, the one who works with my mom, husband, the guy I was rooming with in Galveston for a while, I know exactly who we're talking about, came to the house one night. And he unexpectedly wanted a reading about his relationship with my cousin, general marriage problems. My mom was the one who approached me and said, give Ethan a reading. I was like, okay. I have a great relationship spread, but it would be super awesome to do it with the two of y'all together. But she wasn't at the house, and he said he just needed advice for their relationship, so I agreed. We literally turned over 2 to 3 cards. I briefly interpret, and he stops and goes, oh shit, I'm calling Teresa over here, my cousin. So they tell her to come over, and she walks into the reading unknowingly. I had mixed emotions. I didn't know what to do. I felt guilty about it. Any thoughts on what to do in situations like this ethically? Reflecting back, I wish I'd stopped the reading. I could tell she wasn't very happy that we basically ambushed her and forced her into the reading when she arrived. My mom sat in too. Yeah. Oh, Justine. Oh, Justine. That was a tough one. Man, those kinds of situations, like, you're not bad here. Awkward, terrible, bad. Makes you feel like you need about 5 showers. But here's my take on it. I'll give you the full face for this one. I would have said no. I mean, I don't know if I would have. You know, people come at you. I mean, I cannot tell you the number of times family members have approached me and asked me to read, and I say yes when I know I shouldn't. Oh my freaking gosh, it's a thing. Y'all, raise your hands. Fucking family member. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But yeah, okay, my mother asked me to read for the pastor at my father's memorial service after the memorial service. I knew in my gut it wasn't right, and I wish I'd stood up. I know, we all have this. It's not your fault. The right answer was don't do the reading. The right answer was, I'm not the right person to read for you because I know you. If the two of you want to come to me together, we can do it. But this is weird. And weird for your mom to make that all happen. But, you know, my mom did the same thing to me. I think what it is, is like we cannot expect people who are not readers to understand the intricacies of this. We cannot expect them to understand that they're inappropriate for asking. Like my mom was off for asking me to do that. Your mom was off for asking you. But we cannot blame our moms. We have to get better at saying no. And it is so hard because we love tarot and we're so used to people poo-pooing what we do, so that when someone's actually interested, there's a part of it's like, what? You want a reading? Great! So yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. Did you feel, Justine, that your mom loaded you as a gun? Like you're the bullet? Did you feel that way? You've patched things over. I think a lot of spiritual people tend to have issues with boundaries anyway. Not all, but a lot. I think a lot of, I think it's hard. I think boundaries are hard. Like, it wasn't even a word when I was growing up, you know? I think it's just hard. So I'm so sorry this happened, Justine. Not your fault. Like a show pony. She just uses the fact that I'm a reader as like a show pony to her friends when and if they're interested in it. Well, good. Show up and pony up with the money. Get your mom to help you book some parties. And Baby Cake says it might be that your family thinks they can trust you. I mean, yes, there is something. There is something there that feels good and gratifying when that happens. But yeah, I need some cash or no show, bitches. You know, it's a thought. It's a thought. I mean, there's a lot of ways to play this. But I think the important part, Justine, is you knew in your heart, as soon as it was asked, you knew in your heart you didn't want to do the reading. And in retrospect, you know you should have said no. You should have said, wow, thank you so much for thinking of me. I think if we're going to do a relationship reading, we should have both people here. And I think if you're looking for relationship advice, it shouldn't come from your wife's cousin. That's not fair to anybody, is it? And you get better at that over time. But I mean, I was in my 40s when my dad passed on, and, you know, I didn't handle that the way I should have. Yeah, since I know both of them personally, absolutely. But outside of that setting, you're shunned. Right. You're a one-trick pony too. Well, you know, you're a good reader. So see if you can turn that into something. There may be a way you can turn that into something that would serve a lot of people as well as yourself. And Trey says, I actually don't like reading for family because I often feel like I know them too much. They'll probably think I'm just making shit up. Yeah, that does happen. That does happen. I remember right before my mom was diagnosed with cancer, the cancer that took her life, I gave her a reading, and it was so clear what was going to happen, but we didn't see it that way because we didn't see it that way. And then when she's diagnosed and she's in the hospital, she's like, oh my gosh, that reading, this is what it was. There's lots of readings. There's lots of reasons maybe not to read for family members. Right, Pat, too much attachment to the outcome with family can be tough to read. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Justine, thanks for sharing that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that happened, but it proves you're a good reader anyway. So we are still open for questions about tarot. We're in our last 10 minutes, and I want to show you one more deck. This came to me from a yard sale. A friend of mine was yard sailing. She found a tarot deck there. She got it for me, and here we are. It's Pomo Tarot. This one actually has some value. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Here we go. Pomo Tarot. This actually has some value. It's out of print. Pomo stands for postmodern. This was this was whom. I know who it is. And I'm not seeing the name. It's so interesting. Anyone know who did this deck? I think it's Brian Williams, but I could be wrong. Anyway, let's look at the cards. How do we open the box? How does the box open? Normal tuck box. HarperCollins is the publisher. Hey, Ness. Good to see you. Okay. So here we go. Pomotaro has the suit of TVs, the suit of guns, the suit of bottles, and is that the suit of dollars? Brian Williams. It is Brian Williams. Thank you, Christine. That's what I thought. Is Brian Williams still living? He gave us some great tarot decks, but I'm not sure he's still living. I don't know. Okay. So card 13, Death is dead. Gunwoman would be the Queen of Swords. Four Bottles is the Four of Cups. Gunboy, I want to say, is probably like the Knight of Swords. Six of TVs, I'm not sure what suit TVs is. The book is like very dense, very clearly written. Wow, it's going relatively cheap on Amazon and eBay for being out of print. Okay, is it? Is it out of print? Am I wrong? I could be wrong. I believe that guns are air, but okay, so yeah. Interesting how they did the dolly thing. He did the dolly thing for the Four of TVs. The High Priestess is the Mona Lisa. That's fun. The Chariot is wheels in this kind of Mad Max kind of way. Bills. The I guess that would probably be Pentacles. So is that like the Five of Pentacles? I don't know. So yeah, so there it is. Would you like, I think this is kind of cool, Money Boy. Would you read with a deck like this? What is Judgment? Okay, off to a challenge. Here we go. 19, the sun is called day. Interesting. The devil is evil. Justine, I like this. I need to switch it up, right? I mean, it's kind of fun, right? This is actually my first time really looking through it. There's the World. Ooh. Temperance is neither here nor there, but right on the money. What do you think about it? 10 is the Wheel o' Fortune. Pat, good night. Thanks so much for being here. The Tower is disaster. Dad is the Emperor. The Fool is idiot. The Magician is expert. I'm looking for Judgment for you. All hung up is the Hanged Man. The Moon is night. Justice is just desserts. The Hermit is out of it. I love this. The Hierophant is Mr. Religion. And here it is, the card you were looking for, Justine. Judgment is the end. Fiat, finito, bye-bye, the end. Yeah, lots of art spoofs. Which, I mean, Brian Williams is like that for sure. So that's fun too, isn't it? All right, we are in our last 3 minutes. Now is time to drop your shameless self-promotion. Drop your links. What do you want people to know? You want people to follow you on Instagram? Do you have a website? Where do you want people to come to your YouTube channel? Drop a link. I will be back tomorrow at noon. The link is already up for your Tarot Topics newsletter recap. I'll look forward to seeing you then. I am available for readings. There is a link right in the description to book with me and get your StaarCon ticket. There's a link to do that as well. I want to thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you for coming together to do this. We have classes coming up in the month of September. We're also going to do another members only live. The classes are booked, they're up, and your tarot scopes are up. So make sure you get your tarot scopes. I want to thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Oh, regarding Pomo, Trey says this one I'd use more like an oracle deck. It's just too different. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. And so you can see why, like, okay, am I a tarot reader? Yes. Am I comfortable reading with every deck? No. So those are 3 decks that I find really interesting, that I really like, but I'm not comfortable reading with. And that's okay. Do I keep them in my collection? Damn straight I do. Might I learn? Yes. Yes, I might. Oh, so baby cakes, a dip from lentils, hummus style. So did you use tahini, garlic, and lemon with lentils? Is that what you did? Yeah. And I think, Justine, it is good just to play with and look at other decks, even if you don't read with them. Like, it helps you. It helps bring in more understanding, I think. I really believe. All right. My friends, I appreciate you. I will look forward to seeing you soon. Christine, expand. Expand on the lentils or expand on, oh, you got rid of the tahini. Too much calorie count. Got it. Expand on why looking at different decks is helpful. Because when we think about why different people might have pictured the cards differently, we think about the archetypes. Oh, yes, it helps you expand understanding. Yes, exactly. Yeah, we're on the same page. Exactly right. I did not know this about you, Justine. I would not have thought of you as a lentil person. My mother was a lentil person. All right. Okay, lentils, vinegar, balsamic vinegar, soy sauce, and vinegar. A lot of vinegar going on here. But yeah, no, I think that could be good. All right, my friends, I really appreciate you. Special shout out to the members and the moderators. I will look forward to seeing you soon. Take really good care. Have a great night.